tempo, maybe even tired the Fever out a little bit.
WNBA Predictions 2025. Sporting news experts make picks for Caitlin Clark, WNBA Finals and more. After a busy offseason complete with a historic amount of player and coach movement, the 2025 WNBA season is finally here. This year will prove to be unlike any other before, as it features an expansion franchise in the Golden State Valkyries, a new 44-game regular season, and a revamped playoff format that sees more travel in the first round and a best-of-7 in the finals. Before the action officially gets underway, sporting news experts brought out their crystal balls to predict how the upcoming season will go, from the New York Liberty's title defense to Caitlin Clark's Year 2 leap with the Indiana Fever to the ceiling of A'ja Wilson and the new-look Las Vegas Aces. We covered all bases. Below, find our expert picks on end-of-season awards, the Commissioner's Cup champion, the top teams in the playoff hunt, and, of course, a prediction for the 2025 WNBA Finals. The amount of off-season movement around the league may have been difficult to keep up with, but the elite teams have remained elite. The Fever's off-season overhaul will get most of the headlines, and understandably so, but the biggest addition is a fresh Clark, who added an off-season's worth of muscle and got to rest for the first time in a while. Indiana is still one step away from big-scale success, but the Commissioner's Cup feels like the first one along the way. As for the big winners, the Lynx will be on a mission after coming up short in 2024, and that mission will be fueled by Nefiesa Collier. Don't sleep on the Storm, either. They aren't mentioned much among the elite teams, but there's still plenty of talent on that roster. Finals prediction: Minnesota Lynx over Indiana Fever. This is the year Nefiesa Collier steps into the No. 1 spot on the pound-for-pound player rankings. That spot has been held by A'ja Wilson for the past couple of seasons and will eventually be claimed by Caitlin Clark. But this is Fee's year. She'll finally capture league MVP, she'll once again win POI, and she'll lead her team to the finals once again for a chance at lifting the championship trophy at year's end. Final prediction: New York Liberty over Las Vegas Aces. The New York Liberty got better this past off-season with the addition of Natasha Cloud. The team didn't lose its swagger, and I believe a new dynasty is coming in the form of the Liberty. I am curious to see how Angel Reese and Hailey Van Lith do as teammates again, this time in the WNBA. It will be interesting to see how Camila Cardoso does this year, too, and how she'll fit next to Reese. The new-look Aces will be one to watch, especially following some dysfunction towards the end of last season. I do believe the Fever will be a force and Caitlin Clark will prove her greatness, but the team still needs a few more pieces before Indiana can be a finals threat. Finals prediction: Minnesota Lynx over New York Liberty. With an expansion franchise, high-profile rookies, and a host of supernovas hoping to leave their imprint on matches, the W should be as enthralling as ever in 2025. Clark, Collier, Wilson, and Stewart are the standouts, but there's a plethora of storylines I'm interested to see develop over the course of the campaign. Will Satu Sabally return to her all-W best in the Valley of the Sun? How will Brittany Griner fare alongside Rhyne Howard? Who will be in the Mystics' front court come the end of the year? All told, WNBA action should make for a compelling watch this season. After an eye-catching past few months of basketball, both men's and women's, we shouldn't expect anything less. The season tips off with 3 games on Friday, Iron's regularly scheduled appointment programming. Number 1 overall pick Paige Bueckers and the Dallas Wings will host the Lynx, Bueckers' favorite team growing up, while the new-look Atlanta Dream debut against the Washington Mystics, both at 7:30 p.m. ET. The expansion team Golden State Valkyries debut at home against the Los Angeles Sparks, who added Aces 2-time champion Kelsey Plum. The competition ratchets up in a Saturday doubleheader matinee on ABC. The Liberty will receive their championship rings and banner with the rival Aces in town, followed by the first of 5 meetings between all-rookie stars Caitlin Clark's Indiana Fever and Angel Reese's Chicago Sky. The Seattle Storm and Phoenix Mercury play in the nightcap. How to buy Indiana Fever versus Chicago Sky. WNBA opening weekend tickets. Star forward Angel Reese leads the Chicago Sky into Indianapolis to take on All-Star guard Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. It was a tale of two opposite stories last season for the Fever and Sky. Indiana reached the postseason for the first time in 7 years behind Clark and Kelsey Mitchell. While the Fever lost in the first round of the playoffs, aspirations are high in Indy. On the flip side, Chicago finished a dismal 13-27, with Reese sustaining a wrist injury during the season. Don't miss out. Get weekly deals, trends and product recommendations from USA Today Shopping delivered straight to your inbox. However, with a fresh season, this matchup is sure to be must-see for WNBA fans. Here is everything you need to know in order to buy Chicago Sky vs Indiana Fever WNBA tickets on Saturday. Chicago Sky vs Indiana Fever tickets. Tickets for the game on Saturday, May 17th, are available now. The cheapest ticket at Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana, is $89 for Section 227, Row 11. If you're wanting courtside seats to see this thrilling matchup, Section CRTC is available for a mere $15,619. LeBron James was bounced. Stephen Curry is on the bench and Jason Tatum is recovering from major surgery. Does anyone really want to watch small-market NBA teams while the biggest names in the NBA are already out of the playoffs? Not really. Thankfully, the greatest show on the hardwood is set to take over the basketball world again this weekend, when the 2025 WNBA season tips off and the best rivalry in sports returns. Angel Reese vs. Clark, the reigning Rookie of the Year. Clark has defined success in her sophomore season as a championship. Reese has continued to improve her inside game while making the social rounds and approaching 5 million followers on Instagram. Angel Reese refuses to answer Caitlin Clark question inspired by her 2024 comments. In 2024, the Angel Reese-Caitlin Clark rivalry stole headlines throughout the season. Clark had received plenty of attention, but Reese made it clear that she believed she also deserved credit for drawing audiences to women's basketball. I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, Reese said in 2024. It's because of me, too. Reese was asked about those comments during a recent press conference ahead of the Chicago Sky's regular season opener against the Indiana Fever. However, the Sky star refused to answer the question. Next question, Reese said, Viach go Sky. Reese clearly wants to move on from the conversation. She surely understands that her rivalry with Clark is going to be a talking point once again in